I don't know if it puts the pressure on him to play perfectly. I still think that, again, we didn't get anything out of him offensively. I still, again, thought he played a pretty tough game and did some good things, right? And I think we got a lot of really good offense tonight, right? Again, again, I think, we missed a few at the rim. Those concern me. And we're missing a lot of, what I would consider great looks from the perimeter. So, again, I think we did a lot of things well enough to win the game, but we just didn't score the ball well enough. And again, it's not like we're sitting here looking at 25 turnovers or 20 turnover. It's a pretty solid 24 assists, 11 turnover game. I think for the most part, the shots were not under duress. Right, there's some, but for the most part, you're looking down and we're shooting a pretty open shot every time, and we just got to we've got players good enough to make them, and that's more the question is, can we get a little confidence back, and a little bit pep in our step, and a little bit of when I vault up to shoot it, we believe it's going in.
On top of not making as many shots as I'm sure he'd like, I think all but 3 of Kyle's shots over the last 4 games have been from beyond the arc. Is that a product of how the defense is playing him, or do you want to see him be more aggressive?
Yeah, I think we need some of his, his paint touches, and again, I think some of that is both. I think he's driven in there and kicked it out to some open guys a lot because they're really giving him a lot of attention. But somehow we got to get him to, bulldoze his way in there and get to the rim and try to get a few in the paint shots or at the rim shots.
Are you just going to keep rolling with the offense unit for a while and just try to give it a chance to get going?
It's a really good question. I'll have to look at the tape before we decide that. But obviously, that's a couple games in a row and 2 stints tonight that they really weren't as productive as they need to be. Again, they don't need to set the world on fire. They just need to hold serve a little bit. Some really good players there that aren't playing well enough collectively and individually, right? So we got to get them going. There's some guys, we believe in and we trust, and guys they're making some good plays. They're just not finishing them with baskets. I think, in the second quarter, man, they got good shots every time. They did. They had 5 possessions in a row. I can't recall them all, but it was like a Fred missed layup that Jonas got the put back right in front of the rim. Both of them rolled off. I think. We had another, I don't know, I told them, I called the timeout, and they hadn't scored. I think it was a 7-0 or 9-0 run. I said, you're getting good shots, man. Just stay with it and believe in what you're doing, and let's get some stops.
The Fred for CJ switch at the end there, what was the thinking with that?
Well, it was a Fred for Pascal switch really down the stretch, and it was just the way they were defending. They were literally living in the paint with everybody, and I just wanted to make sure we had some shooting out there because we didn't really have much option we had to kick it out. And Pascal, I think, made a couple, but Freddie was not having a good game and it seemed to be a viable option there.
Nice to see Fred get it going a little bit.
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, it's nice to have, a little bit option. I mean, listen, we're struggling a little bit from the 3 ball, and we're struggling a little bit from the field. And it's good. We need some offense from him. He's a double-digit, scorer off the bench for us, or he can be or should be, and we need him to be.
I think Ryan was referring to taking Fred out for CJ on that last possession.
Yeah, I just on the first one, they had a foul to give, and Giannis was guarding Fred on the inbound. I just didn't really like how that looked. CJ was kind of our inbounder a year ago, reliable guy to get it safely in, and that was just to make sure Giannis didn't get a tip or a hand on that inbound.